So, my name is Logan Worley, and for my project, I'm covering financial education in high school, and I believe that financial education is a very important skill and a thing that we should be teaching to all kids at some point in school before college. Okay, so I believe that the functional knowledge of finances is the most important thing, but also the skill of it. But here's a couple things you did not know probably. 46% of teenagers do not know what a 401k is. And that's something that's very important. 32% of teenagers cannot differentiate between a credit card and a debit card, which is pretty scary to think about because if you're just swiping the wrong one, you can get in some trouble. One out of every five teenagers do not have a solid foundation to build upon their financial literacy, which that might be the school they go to, the home environment they're in, or anything like that. But that goes upon their functional knowledge, which they might need in school. 74% of teenagers do not feel confident about their financial knowledge, and that's a very important thing to do in school by giving them the skill of it so they know how to do things and not just get the luck of the draw maybe. After graduating high school, young adults are lacking basic financial literacy as they enter adulthood. They don't know what to do, and if we had the courses, we can teach them the knowledge. High schools need to implement financial literacy education into school curriculums, and I think that's the best place to do it besides elementary, middle school. I think high school is probably the best place to do it at. So here's some reasons that I'm going to give you guys why curriculum should be implemented into schools. Reason number one: financial stress can lead to bigger consequences. So here's an example. If students do not learn the importance of basic saving and spending skills, overspending without saving can lead to a terrible outcome. For example, if an emergency occurs and it costs more than what they have in their checking account and the person does not have any savings, this could cause way more damage than the emergency itself. Students need to know to save but also how to use their money correctly. So coming out of college, a lot of kids go into debt. So right here, college debt is higher than it has ever been. Students owe $1.6 trillion in student loan debt right now, which is an incredible amount split up between all the students in America. When college graduates have tons of student loan debt, their money earned is having to go towards their debt instead of being used for extra savings or to invest in something else to make more money with their money. Reason number two for the curriculum: a lack of financial literacy is causing mental health issues. So, voted as number one cause of stress, 73% of survey participants from the 2019 Everyday Health United States of Stress survey said that finances were the most stressful aspect of their lives. That's the most stressful aspect of their lives. And a lot of kids are leaving high school into a place where I just said they get so much debt with no skills. And that's definitely going to cause more stress and more mental problems in our societies and in our schools that we're trying to teach in. Increased health issues due to financial stress can be costly. So you might have to spend to go to see someone to talk to, or you might need some medications if you ever need that, or you might need a dog or something like that. Something might cost money to help you. Um, those who suffer from financial stress are two times as likely to have poor health overall. So it doesn't have to do with just your mental health, it also has to do with your physical health in the way you take care of yourself, because a lot of times if you're just worried about stress, you might not be able to take the time to take care of yourself physically. All right, reason number three: adults deal with money on a daily basis. An adult is someone who is 18 years old, and that's right after high school. So if you don't have the skills right away, it's hard to maintain a good life. From buying food, gas, clothing, to purchasing a car or house, all of these transactions involve money. It is important to know how to use money earned in a smart way. Having a good understanding of money and how to save, spend, budget, and invest will be the difference between having financial wealth or poverty. So if you don't know how to save the money correctly out of college or during college after high school, you're not going to have the financial wealth, and you might end up in poverty. That goes back to using the credit cards and the debit cards. If you're using the credit card instead of the debit card, you might end up in poverty because you're spending not your money. Okay, so reason number 4, Americans want financial literacy taught in schools. And that's not just me. I think most Americans do, and I'm going to show you guys this right now. Nearly 2/3 of Americans agree that financial literacy should be taught in schools. This was in 2019. As of right now, I think everybody probably does. But 30% of Americans believe that financial literacy should begin in elementary school. Elementary school. 33 believe it should begin in middle school, which is a little older. 32 believe it should begin in high school, and only 5 believe that it should begin in college or after. 67% of Americans would vote for someone who favored financial education in public schools. So that shows where our culture is leaning with this, and where our parents and the kids graduating high school today are, and where our society is pushing in America today, which is a good thing for all of us, I believe, because we need to become more financially independent as individuals with our skills and our knowledge. 41% of Americans are self-taught, which is incredible. 37% learn from their parents, and only 12% said they learned from their teacher. Only 12% learn from their teacher, which can be a good thing. But if you're not starting it in a school and not trying in the school to at least teach some of the students, those students that aren't getting it at home might not ever get it. And it's really important to push for the teachers to help educate in the schools, as well as maybe the parents and the community. Counter arguments would be finances should be taught at home. Teachers are not equipped to teach on financial literacy. Waste of time and money in schools. Science, math, and English are more important subjects. I can see how all of those are good examples, but as a person in our society, I think that the education and the skills outweigh all of these arguments. 7 reasons all kids must learn personal finance. A lifetime of financial independence. Any skill is easier to learn as a kid. Distinguish between needs and wants from a young age. Never too early to learn about saving and investing. They can benefit from the magical power of compounding. Understand the importance of community cost and start retirement planning from their first paycheck. And that can start in college too. If students know how to start a 401k or do something like that at a young age, they can get their retirement plan started earlier and maybe have a better life with the skills they learned in high school or before. High schools need to implement financial literacy education into students' curriculum, not schools, just students' curriculum. So it could be at home or anywhere. Top 3 most popular financial education training topics for high school students and young adults. The 3 were how to purchase a car, how to pay for college, and moving out on your own. So moving out on your own, paying for college, and buying your first car all wraps around financial literacy and skills. So it's very important to start this curriculum, in my opinion, in our communities. Here is a significant thing that I found, and I believe I can back myself up a little bit, but
The Board of Education approved a decision to expand personal finance classes in high schools, and they will be offered in students' economic classes. The revised courses will teach all Georgia high school students tax filing, credit responsibility, and budget management, among other life skills that will serve them for all days. These updated courses will begin during the following school year.
that right there talks about how Georgia is starting to implement our own financial education curriculum in all high schools. And I believe that that's going to really change everything that's going on in our communities. And from there out, I believe that our communities will be better with this curriculum.